I'm Gary Pollard, obviously with Ambassador Tours. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We're here with the sales manager for the Bay Area, Northern California, Brian Rademacher, who, just a little personal information, I've known close to 20 years.
Yeah.
In fact, he and I share a lot of similar interests in sports. He comes and watches my youngest play sports one time, few games. I haven't made it up to Petaluma where he lives, but I will. I ask about his kids all the time, and they're doing great. So we're
Nice.
happy that we have him today to talk about AMA Waterways, the wine cruise to Bordeaux for next year. So he'll go through a bunch of slides and conversations. We'll talk about questions or take questions after. And Brian, why don't you take it up from there?
Okay. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, Gary and I have known each other a long time, and I always enjoy working with Gary and Ambassador Tours, and they are, as you all I know are aware, incredibly excellent at what they do in the travel industry, and having been around since 55, right? 1955, is that what? Yeah, so that's quite something.
That's before I was a twinkle in my parents' eye, but I don't want to give away any of that information. They'll put an age with that, but yes.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. All right. So yes, and AMA Waterways, very happy to work with Ambassador, and very pleased that Gary and Chris have chosen this departure next year as the President's Cruise, which they do annually. So again, thank you for that, Gary, and thank you to all of you for coming out this afternoon, spending a little bit of time with us to learn more about the cruise and AMA Waterways. And yeah, I'm the sales guy for Northern California, and I've been with AMA Waterways for 7 years, in the cruise industry for over 30 years, time with Crystal Cruises, Princess Cruises, another river cruise line, and now here at AMA Waterways. And so, yeah, without further ado, we'll jump right in. The departure is more than a year away, August 28th to September 4. But a little heads up, what's happening? We've moved from pandemic to travel-demic, because our advanced bookings, they were telling us our weekly meeting on Monday, they kind of give us stats every Monday of, how we're doing, as you would imagine, in sales and all that. So the advanced bookings for next year are record setting in terms of the 22-year history of our company. And so, and plus river cruise ships, as you know, are a lot smaller. So you might think, gee, we're talking about a cruise that's, 14 months away. That seems, but that's the thing. We're booking like crazy, and the ships are smaller, and so that's why we wanted to get on and talk about this today, so you all have an opportunity to get on board with us. So let's move forward. That's a pretty evocative picture there of Bordeaux. Welcome to Bordeaux, and of course, France is going to be in the news here a lot coming up shortly with the Paris Olympics, right? And I'm already seeing the ads. So, and it was in the news a few weeks ago with the 80th anniversary, of course, of D-Day and Normandy and all. And so this particular itinerary, quite popular indeed. We actually offer the most itineraries in France, but Bordeaux is really quite wonderful. And Gary's he's actually done this itinerary, and so that's part of the reason I think he wanted to promote it. I dare say it might be speaking out of school here, but to go back and promote it as his President's Cruise with Chris, because it is a really wonderful place. Everybody likes maps, so we're going to show you a little map here. The inset map there in the upper left, that is actually the ports of call along the rivers, the Gironde, the Dordogne, and the Garonne, right? And as you know, or you may not know, but yes, Bordeaux sits pretty much right on the Atlantic seaboard, right? So the Gironde empties out into the Atlantic Ocean. So that's your itinerary. And yes, those ports are relatively close by. One nice thing in that regard is there's not a lot of early get-ups. Sometimes you go on a river cruise or ocean cruise, and the excursions, you're getting up rather early to go out. But because of the unique nature of the ports being pretty close by to each other, you can sleep in a little bit, and that's kind of nice. Plus, if you like the guide that you had in Bourg, that guide, she or he may be in Libourne the next day as well, and so you can kind of stick to your favorite guides as well as they kind of come along with you. Now, the reason we have these little other places here in Basque Country in Spain, and then up here in the Loire Valley, and we're going to talk about that, we have opportunities for people that are so inclined that may want to go in early, we always offer land programs. Every river cruise line does, where we offer land pre and post cruise. So that's what this is. So it's an opportunity to spend 4 nights in Basque country and 2 nights in Bilbao, Spain, and then 2 nights in San Sebastian. And then after the cruise, there's an opportunity to go to the Loire Valley and actually stay in a chateau. And then you finish up with a night at the hotel by Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. And we have a little added incentive that I'll talk about here momentarily as it relates to the land program. And we'll do that here momentarily. But that's the program as it exists. We'll talk about it now. Next slide. So June 30 is coming up here right around the corner, right? So we're coming up on the summer solstice. That's a big deal, most amount of sunlight. And so June 30 is a booking deadline. And what is this booking deadline? Well, we're offering, if you make a booking by June 30, right, that you can choose an additional $1,000 per person savings, which is terrific. And quite frankly, if you were to go to our website, you'd see it's at $750. So Ambassador Tours has a bonus, additional bonus of $1,000 per person, right? So that's nice. However, mentioning the land programs, as I just did, you can let go of the discount and choose one of the land programs, either the pre-cruise in Basque Country of 4 nights, or it's not both. It's an the chateau stay in the Loire Valley plus that night at Charles de Gaulle. So it's an either or. What you could do is you could choose the 4-night, because ostensibly the 4-night, obviously, versus 3-night, the 4-night's a better value in terms of what you're getting in Basque Country. Have that as your comp offer, and then you could purchase the post cruise in the Loire Valley. So there's different ways to go about it, but it's your choice. The group does not have to each do the same thing within the group. You can each pick and choose what particular incentive you would like, right? So that's what's in place. But you have to have, over the next 8-9 days here, think about it and make the decision to be in touch with Gary to take advantage of this particular offer. And the reason we do these limited time offers that have booking deadlines, it's business, right? We try to front load, we try to offer incentives to have folks make their deposits, and then okay, that's great, that's working well. So let's move on to the next promotion. But that's the one in place now, and it's quite popular, either the discount or you can choose the land package. If you've not been on a river cruise, these are some of the things, and I'm not of a mindset to read bullet points to you. You can read the bullet points yourself, quite frankly. I never like to see a PowerPoint where I'm being read to. So you can peruse those. But if you've not been on a river cruise, these are all the things that make river cruising kind of popular.